Hello everybody, welcome back to Vlogmas day 20. And today I'm going to thank my husband for today's idea. I'm kind of running out of ideas, and I kind of ran it past him last night that I could use some help in that area. And so he thought about it and he texted me today. And one thing I thought would be one of his suggestions that I thought would be really fun was like a list of like things that you would like that you really can't attain. I like to call it the Santa Baby list. In the song Santa Baby, she's asking for these really huge things like cars and a ring, like a diamond ring, and like all this stuff that's just like way out there. And it's kind of fun to dream. Like, I like thinking of this kind of things. And it doesn't mean I'm not content. It doesn't mean I don't already have things, like I'm not like happy with my life. I'm actually very happy with my life. But it's fun to think about this far off things, or even some things that might be attainable someday, but maybe not right now. So sorry if I'm a little nasally. I am so congested. I'm worse than I was yesterday. Like the whole side of my head. I don't have a fever or anything yet, thank God. So hoping it doesn't turn to an infection. But anyway, I'm just explaining why I'm nasally. But anyway, so I sat down and I made a list of some things that I always thought would be fun, and just go with it. And also, if you have any things, items, dreams, objects, whatever it may be, that you always thought would be cool to have, I know I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments. But I just want to clarify too that this is just for fun. This is not at all saying that I have to have these things or anything like that. I remember years ago I was in a Pyrex group of people who collect the vintage Pyrex, and one day someone had posted something, and they're like, if you could save, like if your house was on fire and you could save only one piece of Pyrex, what would it be? I'm like, oh, this is fun. So it kind of forced you to think, which one would you absolutely have to have, and you'd have to let the rest go. And of course, there's always one literal person in the group, and one lady's like, I would grab my children first or my pets first. I forget what it was she said. We're like, well, yeah, Susan, we all would. I don't know if her name was Susan or not. I don't remember. It's forever ago. I'm like, oh my gosh, why are you being so literal? This is just for fun. Just which one would you grab? Obviously, we'd all grab our families first. We're not all sitting there like, let's leave the children and elderly behind. Let's grab our favorite bowl and run for the door, like, come on. So don't be the literal Susan, this is just for fun. Obviously, I'm sure you're happy and content with what you have. But come on, we're all human. There's always something out there that you think would be really cool to have or to experience. Maybe it's an experience or going someplace, So again, this is just for fun. And so I just want to be clear on that. So I was making up my list, and like, the first big thing that came to mind was a house on the beach. It's one of those things where perfectly happy and fine if I never have one, but my family and I love going to the beach, and we like to go off season when there's not a lot of people. You kind of have the beach to yourself. And I always think of a house up on a cliff. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Ghost and Mrs. Muir with Gene Tierney and Rex Harrison. And I love that movie because of the music. It's all black and white, and the house is so cool. And I just love the idea of just being like up on a cliff looking down over the ocean, being able to go down and walk on the beach whenever you want, collect shells or sea glass, whatever else that washes up on the beach. That's cool. Having a friendly ghost, that comes hangs out with you if you're lonely, kind of thing. But so I always thought that would be kind of fun. And another thing, where's my list here? Oh, like an Art Deco diamond ring. I always thought those were gorgeous, like a big honkin' chunk of diamond, like something like that. So I found one online that I thought was really, really cool. And I'll be perfectly honest, even if I did own something like that, I'd be terrified to own it, or to wear it, I should say, just because I'd be so afraid someone would like cut my hand off just to like have it. It's like, I don't know if I'd ever wear something like that, even if I ever do, which I never will. But I think honestly it would be scary to own that high standard of jewelry, like to that level of jewelry. Like, that would be really scary, because like, if people around you know what you have, your life is in danger. Like my life isn't worth that. But if you had said diamond ring, I think that'd be really cool. I know Elizabeth Taylor had her big diamond ring, and if I remember correctly, hearing or reading once that she actually had like armed guards around her when she was wearing it. And armed guards carrying the box if she wasn't, like if it was not in its vault or something. So there is a high level of security and high responsibility when you own something like that. So as nice as the idea is, I think realistically that would just kind of kill the fun for me. Okay. What was the other thing? Oh, a vintage camper. So I've always loved the idea of getting a really cool vintage camper, fixing it up, decorating the inside the way I would like, and it just being a little escape. Even if it just was something that you parked in your yard somewhere, your driveway, if you get a little crazy in the house, you could go out there, heat up some coffee, sit by yourself, read a book, work on your crafts, listen to music. I love the idea of having one, hanging out in it. I'm not sure how I would like taking it around, traveling with it, but this idea of having one and being able to decorate it and hang out in it would be really fun. What was another thing? Okay, those were the unattainable things. Some of these are somewhat attainable, but they're still pricey and still fun to dream about. So the first item is a Starburst Atomic Pyrex Space Saver. This is one of those items where I've been close to a few times, but never actually got. And I have a lot of good Pyrex, and actually have some rare pieces that I have bought over the years. But this is one particular piece that just always has eluded me. And years ago, I saw one before I was familiar with its value or with what it was. I saw one at a flea market, and the guy was asking $200 for it. It was the dish, the lid, and the brass cradle, and he wanted like $200. Oh my gosh, I could kick myself now. And then later on, he must have found out its worth, so he doubled it. I went back a couple weeks later. It was $400. Nowadays, that's still a good price. They go for over $1,000 or more. And then a few years ago, Josh and I went to an auction, and there was one there at an auction. I wanted it so badly, but money being what it was at the time, I couldn't get it. And I was bidding against this lady, and I cannot remember how high it went. And people in the auction were surprised how high we were going. And I'm like, at the time, I'm thinking, this goes for way more. Like, people were like reacting to us bidding. But I couldn't. This lady probably had deep pockets. And I couldn't at the time. So I unfortunately lost that one. And then I could save for one. I'm just not patient. I have a hard time saving. If you give me $50 and I think about saving it, I'll eventually find something I like along the way. And I can't save. So if I was a good girl and saved my money, I could get one, but I have no patience. So I will someday, hopefully. That's one of those things I do think is attainable. Another thing that I really love, but these can be pricey, are Bake Light bracelets. Now, some Bake Light bracelets are easily attainable. I actually do own one that I got for $2 at a flea market. It's just like a reddish orange tinge to it. I do love that one. But the kind that I have in mind are the multicolored ones. I think they came like red and green and butterscotch and black. I think those are the 4 colors. And I think they're absolutely fantastic. And there was one a while back on the Antiques Roadshow some lady had, and it was so cool. It was so awesome. So that's one of those things where I would love to have it. That thing is so cool. Big old chunky bracelet and the old plastics. It's so fun. And then let's see, is there anything else? Also, Poochie sunglasses. I've seen these sunglasses on eBay. They probably honestly wouldn't look good on me because I have like a small narrow face, so I probably would look like a bug or an alien. But they're these big round sunglasses, and I just always thought they looked so cool and so fun, and just like a fun statement. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I can't think of it. I know like after I do this video a couple days from now, I'll think of 10 more things. I'm like, oh yeah, like this is something else that I thought was really fun and cool. But anyway, there's always cool things out there. But what are some of the things that you think are really cool and far out there that, maybe not attainable, but you always thought were cool? Even if you don't want to own it, you're like, I always thought this particular item was really, really cool. I'd love to hear your items that you think would be fun to, your dream items. What are your dream items? But, all right, well, I'm sounding like a smoker today. I'm so sorry about that. But anyway, I appreciate your watching. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're healthier than I am right now. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.